Is there a bigger and better power couple than Ruby D and Ossie?
Is there what?
Is there a better power couple than Ruby D and Ossie?
Not that I know of. I mean, I had the greatest pleasure of working with Ossie Davis. You know, on a movie with Deacons of Defense with Forrest Whitaker. Ossie Davis was in the movie. And when Ossie was in the, you didn't give Ossie instructions, you know. You say, thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it very much. Do you want to do another take? No, I'm good. Okay, sir. Want to go to the next scene? I mean, there are certain people that you how can I say? They're heroes. They're standard. They set standards. Ossie Davis was one of the funniest human beings, and he could say things to you in a way. He just told the truth. You ask him a question, he tell you the truth. He put no sugar on it. He didn't coat it. So he asked me a question, right? I said, yes, sir. Okay. An honest, soft-spoken person.
Which leads me into my next one. Can you tell us a little bit more about your family? And from my understanding, I don't believe that there's a Bill Duke Jr. who you're passing down all of this talent and wisdom down to, right?
No, I have a goddaughter, Natalie, which is part of my heart and soul. I noticed that she was 3 years old. She just left. She came here for my birthday was this past week. She came down and cooked for me and took me to the beach, and it was a great, great celebration, Natalie. But no, I think there were two reasons, a couple reasons I didn't get married and have children. At that time, I didn't want to see my children go through what I went through. I was afraid for them to do that, so it was kind of selfish, I know. Second is I went through such hard times. People get married and have kids. But I didn't want to just be a father. I want to be a parent. Parents don't just have their kids. They take care of their kids. Food, home, shelter, clothing, school, all of that. And the business that I'm in, you know, it's like, it's a roller coaster. Okay, this year you're doing great, right? Then next year you're looking for work. Then you're doing great for 2 or 3 years. Then you're looking for work. And I didn't want to go through all that or take them through it. And plus, I think, and I'm not exaggerating, a good 70% of my friends who got married got divorced.
Mm.
So pardon me?
No, I was saying, is there something in your life that if you could go back and do it again, not necessarily that, but just anything that you could go back and reverse in your personal life and your career, what would those things be, if any?
I would have probably been with somebody and had one or two children when I could really afford to do it. Because you're passing on your lineage and your legacy and your, you know. But I didn't want to do it because, you know, I saw it on Mrs. Von Zont's show 3 years ago, I think it's on Oprah's network. They had these young black men on. I don't know if you saw this or not. There were, I think, 6 of them, 5 or 6 of them. In between them, all they had around 75 kids.
Woo.
Check it out.
Damn.
Yeah. My brother, Reg, says, what was your experience like on the Menace to Society set? And were you there when Tupac was originally casted in the movie?
Yes, and it was a great set. The Hughes brothers are brilliant geniuses. In that one scene I was in, I travel around the world, man, and I've been in so many movies, as you know. No matter, I was in, was it, I was in Japan, and these kids recognize me, and they come up to me and they say, "You know, you done fucked up, right?" In Japan, they couldn't even say the word "fuck." You know, you done fucked up, right? That's the line I get more than anything else of all my movies.
Classic.
Dream project and dream role.
Uh, I have a number of dream projects. It's like, God, I mean, dream role, playing the part of someone who really made a difference in terms of not only our community, but the world. I would love to have a role like that. Um, Dream projects.
Name a few.
I would love to do stories on some of our. I would like to do a real film on the Civil War. I mean, in Lincoln. The one out there now does. I think I haven't seen it, but I hear it does. It does. It really shows a lot of the truth. But I want to show. There were a lot. There were a lot of black soldiers that fought against the North. Slaves that joined that army and fought against us. I want to do a movie that talks about what was that conflict, because it talks about our division as a people too. I'd like to talk about that and get into it. What was that about? Why did folks make the choices that they made? So I mean, before I die, there's several great projects I have in my basket that I want to make. I just need the funding and distribution. I want to grow my foundation. By the way, my foundation teaches two things. Go DukeMediaFoundation.org. DukeMediaFoundation.org. You can see it. It's a donation button you can push and give us a little bit of money if you can. But we teach young people, high school kids, two things: media literacy, which is what are the opportunities out there now from seeing our industry going from film and TV to media, to Hulu, Netflix, Crackle, the AT&T purchasing Warner Brothers and HBO. What is that? What are the implications of that for everybody? And then we teach, stop waiting to be discovered. I got a buddy who just started his own company. He has his own production company with 3 iPhone 12 Pros, 2 sound systems that cost him $600 a piece, 4 lights, each light cost him like $200, and an editing system that he has online. He has his own studio. I was in a film with Steven Soderbergh, as I told you, called High Flying Bird. It's on Netflix now. It's like a year and a half or two ago, and he shot it in New York City in 2 weeks of feature film, right? With 5 iPhone 7 Pluses.
Wow.
When they did the dolly shots, they rolled them around in a wheelchair. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't got, people are waiting to be discovered. Discover yourself. We teach kids this. The same thing, next thing we teach is financial literacy. The distinction between the spending of a dollar and the use of a dollar. What is the FDIC? What is the Federal Reserve? What is a stock? What is a bond? What is Wall Street? What is credit? What is debt? What is compound interest? What are the things you need to know Do you know there are people in our community that make $200 and $300 million and go broke? You know I'm not exaggerating, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you're not taught how to use a dollar, you spend, right? Or you took 5% of that and put in the box under your bed.
Right. It is Abraham Lincoln a hero? Another hero question.
I think Lincoln was conflicted because I think he was brought up through tradition, so he had those racist classic tendencies. But also he saw the horrors of slavery. I don't think he wanted to be a part of that. He didn't want to be a part of the lynchings and they called the nigger barbecues. You know, they used to literally barbecue us on spits. Did you know that? They used to dehydrate us, hang us in trees, and put fires under us until our body parts dehydrated and fell in, and they used to take the parts and stand smiling with body parts in their hands. There's a book called Without Sanctuary. You have to get it. It's a Without Sanctuary. It's a pictorial history of all the lynchings and the nigger barbecues. I keep it on my table in my living room because I never want to forget it. Every young person should see that because they see what we've come through. We are miraculous. We are quantum physicists. We have the ability to turn whatever is given to us into something positive. We're alchemists. But we should know that, the history of what we've done.
Stevie Wonder's moving back to Africa.
Did he say why?
No, not moving back, but I'm just saying moving to Africa. Excuse me. No, I'm just curious on your thoughts about that.
I think he's a wise man. I think that keep a little place here, but have a home that doesn't deal with. I think I know he's blind, but he sees something we don't see. You know what I'm saying? I think Stevie understands, he understands. And I think that him moving back is a good thing